Well, Henshaw here again, your constitutional coot from San Francisco on the UN in Court channel, and still out here on assignment, by the way, in Iowa. I'm surprised to be here this long, but I'll be talking about it more. You're going to love what's going on out here, and it's all good news. What I want to address now is a case that was decided after I came to Iowa. I haven't had a chance to do videos. I've been a bit technology challenged here. But called Axon, AXON versus FTC, Federal Trade Commission. And this was not only a case again dealing what looks like the death knell to the administrative state. It was a unanimous opinion. Now, don't be confused. What I'm going to cite here are from the quote-unquote concurring opinions of Justices Thomas and Gorsuch. But that's the real opinion of the court, not the one written by Elena Kagan. Everybody on the court knows it. And the big deal for us is, among other quotes in here, they said in the related case, there were two of them, and this case involved a litigant named Cochran, and she was up against the SEC and had been for quite a while. And they said almost verbatim, that the SEC proceeded against her in an administrative tribunal rather than a court of law. The administrative law judge made it a point of telling people appearing before him that he had not ruled against the SEC in over 25 years. This is an executive administrative agency. It's going to sound a hell of a lot like what you're like in the traffic court or the criminal court or the child procurement syndicate, you name it, eviction cases especially. Those haven't become a hot button item in the U.S. Supreme Court yet, but they're going to get there, especially the way I'm doing things. And I'll do another video for you people facing evictions here. It's stunning when you learn what's really going on there, just like everything else in the just us system ain't. But that said, this Axon case has changed the landscape. They have another case that was on the docket, and I think it still is, reviewing a case called Erie Railroad v. Tompkins. And if that comes down the same way, particularly unanimously, the gate is open here. We have an unprecedented window of opportunity to be able to now assert our rights and maybe even reach the Supreme Court. But the threat of doing it when it's clear they're going to have our backs here is more than enough, I think, to settle a lot of cases. Because now, guess what, people? We're the ones rolling the loaded dice, not them. And that's the way those racist framers of the Constitution set it up. Principal and agent, we tell them what to do, not the other way around. And it's long overdue for things to be changing. And even the Supreme Court, you've been guilty of it there, John Roberts et al., and you know it. For the last 90 years or maybe more than that. And I'm thanking you for acting as an Article 3 judicial court. That's a winner chicken dinner for us constitutional cooks out there that believe in that original intent and a federated Republican form of government of defined and limited powers, not the elective despotism we have now. So just another word to you, John, and all the justices. Tell the American people what you're doing and why. Goodness, people, they did not reverse Roe v. Wade. They couldn't have. 14th Amendment decision. I can prove off the top of my head the 14th Amendment not only doesn't exist, it never did. And that's the story for the ages there, what they had to do to get that quote-unquote amendment in place. And I can do it a cappella. And that's what's going to bring up a lot of people short when we get a hold of them and get them in the conference room to get their checkbooks out and settle your case, because they don't want me, number one, doing that in front of an inflamed jury. And they sure as hell don't want me cross-examining them on the witness stand unfiltered by one of their state bar association attorneys. That's the power we have. And I've been given a gift. I wish I would have known that 50 years ago when I was in high school right outside of Washington, D.C. Education was a lot better then, but not in this area. And just like you've been brainwashed, so was I. I was so damn ignorant. I came out of high school. What did I do? volunteered into the Marine Corps at the height of the Tet Offensive in the Vietnam War. How's that for brilliant? Luckily, it didn't happen. I'll tell you a funny story about that on another occasion. But the big deal is we can make a lot of progress here and get things done. So if you want to learn more, send me an email, youwinincourt@gmail.com. And even if things have happened to you, even a long time ago, there are no statutes of limitation on deceit, fraud, and treason. And that's what we can prove. That's the important part. So a lot of good news with this Axon case and more to come. And we'll see how things develop before this term is over, let alone the next term. But that was really exciting to see that and to read it. Wow. And they had some other decent decisions this term too, but not nearly the magnitude of that one. That's already in my top 10 decisions of the court all time. And that's saying something given I'm in my 5th decade here. So it's exciting news, good news. Send me an email, youwinincourt@gmail.com. Tell your friends, get the word out, like the videos, subscribe, and we can take it from there. Thank you.